Hi, so this week's Pilates session is all about supporting our weight on our arms, either in a kneeling on all fours position, up in a sort of down dog and moving around it, or onto our elbows or one arm onto the side. So what I want you to get familiar with is the way that our shoulder blades interact with the rib cage. So they want to be able to move around, they're not stiff, but also they're able to connect with the rest of the body, so they're not up by our shoulders here and not able to actually be activated. So if you remember, we did a session all to do with how to get the control of the shoulder blades onto the rib cage. We did that a little while ago. So if you need to revise that, that might help. And then this is a good progression from that one. So we're going to go on to all fours first. And in this all fours position, as always, we're making sure that the shoulders are underneath the hands and the knees are underneath the hips, so we're in a kind of a square. And when we're looking at the hands, I want you to make sure that your middle finger is pointing directly forwards, and we're going to open the fingers nice and wide so that your thumbs are pointing towards each other or horizontally. And then with the elbows, we're thinking about the inside side of the elbows rotating round so that it's pointing forwards while your fingers are maintained in that position. So as we do that, elbows pointing forwards, we're also going to think about lifting the lower ribs in and up and keeping all the curves of the spine in this position. So we're not thinking about a flat spine, we're not thinking about an overly humped spine, and we're not letting the spine drop down between the shoulder blades. So we're getting that good position right from the start. And then just to prepare to begin with, we're going to do circling the shoulders. So we're letting the shoulder blades draw back together. We're going to draw the shoulder blades down towards the bottom and then roll so that your shoulder blades go, you're pressing your rib cage up and around, shoulders up towards the ears and then back around together. So thinking about where the shoulder blades go around the rib cage. So all the way round, down, released, and coming up again. So up, down, round, and coming back into the centre. So just getting a little bit of looseness in the shoulders. Now we're going to go to a couple of walking preparations. So we're thinking about a kind of, as if it's like you're like a wolf, and think about a wolf or a cat has really slinky shoulders. We can really get some movement in those shoulders as we work through side to side. And by doing this, again, we're getting that movement of the shoulders around the rib cage and the shoulders moving forwards and backwards. Now we're going to go into like an elephant walk. We're going same arm and leg. So we're shifting over to the side and just getting that lift out of the shoulder and the hip as we go side to side. You can walk yourself forwards a little way and walk yourself back a little way and keeping on going like that. All right. Now just to activate get the abdominals working a little way in here, we're going to bring the knee to the hand, press the knee in towards the hand, and the hand pushes back in towards the knee, and come back again. And again, knee to hand, squeeze them in, and come back. Press knee to hand, and come back. And again, press knee to hand, and come back. Lovely. So we've got the shoulders moving, just getting a little bit of activation there, getting some activation in the abdominals as well. So now we're going to tuck the toes under, and starting off, gaining trust, getting the weight bearing into our arms. You're going to think about keeping those hands nice and open, the elbows pointing forwards, the lower ribs drawn up, and we're going to hover the knees up from the mat. And then from here, we're going to lengthen the left leg out, keeping the right knee hovered, lengthen the right knee out, bring the left knee in, keep it hovering, bring the right knee in, hover in that crawl, and drop the knees down. Same again with the other side. So making sure we're resetting where the spine is, drawing the lower ribs up, lift the knees, and then from here we're going to lengthen the right leg out, left leg out joins it, right knee comes in, left knee comes in, and dropping the knees down. Good. All right, from here, next time we're going to, breathing out, keeping the lower ribs lifted up, we're going to lengthen out the left, lengthen out the right, and then we're going to press back into a down dog. So going back into the dog, we're thinking about shifting the rib cage back so that we're opening through the chest. And then from here, we're going to come back into the plank, hover the left, hover the right, control the knees back down again. Same thing again. As we breathe out, thinking about drawing the lower ribs up, hover the knees, this time lengthen right, lengthen left, press the hips up, shifting the whole rib cage back, come back into the plank, hover the right, hover the left, and dropping back down. If you need to take a little rest off your hands, that's fine. Shake them out, wiggle your fingers, circle the hands, shake, 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 shake. And then we're coming back into that position. Now we're going to do a little bit of extra movement. So we're adding on to the plank and to the dog position. So again, wide fingers, lift out of the hands, so we get a little bit of energy in the palm of the hands, lifting out of the wrists, inside of the elbows pointing forwards, keeping the lower ribs floating up. We're going to shift straight into the down dog. It's going straight into the dog, making sure it's the rib cage that's moving. Now from here, we're going to go into a hollowed plank. So we're shifting the body weight forward, scooping the lower ribs and the belly right in as we go forwards. Come back into the downward dog position, and then arch the back, so we're coming into extension and in that hover crawl. Again, back up into the dog position, scoop the lower ribs and the belly, so we're going forwards into the plank. Pressing back, shifting the ribs back, and arching the back to lift up forwards. One more time. Shift back into the dog, thinking about the ribs. Draw the belly and the lower ribs up as you roll forwards. Shift back into the dog position, and then bend the knees, coming forwards into an arch, and then drop the knees down and rest back into child's pose here. Alright, so from this child's pose, we're going to come back up into that starting position. Again with the hands wide, fingers wide. Again with the energy up through the palms of the hands, out through the wrists, inside of the elbows pointing forwards, tucking the toes underneath. And from here, take a breath as you breathe out. Send the heels down, bottom up, rib cage tilts back. And then from here, we're just going to prep by swinging that one leg at a time, in and out. So we're drawing the belly up as we let the leg swing forwards and backwards. And now from here, we're going to go to bringing the left knee in underneath you, right in towards your nose as you roll forwards a little way, and then the left leg is going to lengthen up behind. And then control using your abdominals to place the leg back down again. Same with the right side. So right knee scoops in towards your nose. Right leg stretches up, and then to bring the leg down, you're going to keep on lifting through the abdominals and place your foot down. We're going to do the same thing one more time on each side. So left knee scoops in, left leg stretches up, and then keep the abdominals lifted, coming all the way down. Last time with the right. Scoop in, stretch up, keep the abdominals lifted, lifted, lifted as you're pressing away with the hands, and place it down. Roll your knees down, and we're going to drop into child's pose there. Alright, so from here, we're going to come up to kneeling. We're going to lift up to a high kneel. We're going to drop the left hand out to the side. And as we drop the left hand out to the side, the right leg reaches out and the right arm reaches over. Now from here, we're going to keep on lifting out of that left arm, the left shoulder, the left armpit. The ribs on this left side are lifting up, and we're rotating around so that your shoulders come parallel to the floor. But all the time we're lifting out of that left arm, so we're getting that support, reaching with the right arm out to the diagonal, and then come back out of it, sliding the right leg in, drop back down in to the start position in child's pose. Take a breath to rest, and then coming back up out of it, I'm going to pop the right arm out to the side, left leg over, left arm, and then from here we're rotating again. Lift strong out of this supporting shoulder so you're not collapsing in it. Shoulders go parallel, you're reaching the left arm towards the diagonal. Come back onto the side and dropping yourself back into child's pose here. Good, one more time each side. So up onto the knees, left hand, right arm over right leg, and then rotate so you're lifting out of that left shoulder. Come back onto the side bend and dropping yourself back down, over to the right, up onto high kneel, hand over, side bend, rotate, lifting out of that right shoulder. You're strong out of that right side, giving the connection, ribs and shoulder, into the side bend, and dropping back down. Okay, now last exercise, we're going to come into being supported on the elbow. So in the elbow support, we're going to make sure that the elbow is almost underneath the shoulder, but it's the same as we did on just now. In the side bend, I want you to make sure that you're lifting your armpit out and up, lifting these lower ribs, so we're not letting it collapse and the shoulder pop. We're going to draw in and up, armpit draws down, and then from here we're going to lift the top arm up. Bottom knee is bent, and then from here we're going to lift top leg straight. From here we're going to swing the top leg forwards, curl the body and looking into the hip. Now at the same time as you're looking into the hip, curling the body, swinging the leg, we're going to think about lifting out of this supporting shoulder. So just because we're distracting ourselves with what's going on in the rest of the body, it doesn't mean we can lose what strength we have here. So no shoulder popping, no dropping the ribs. Lifting here, arm up, curl in, squeeze the leg in towards you, lift up as you extend that leg back, opening across the hip, curl forward, drawing those ribs in and up, lift out of the armpit, up and out here. One more time, curl forwards, lifting out of that supporting shoulder, and out as you extend, and then draw back in and switching sides. This is the last exercise. So down onto the shoulder, bottom knee bent, top leg straight, lifting out of this supporting side, out of the armpit, drawing the ribs in and up, lift that top arm, and then from here swing the leg forwards, curling through the body and looking down towards the hip. Lift up and out, opening as you control back. Curl forward and lift up and out and curl forwards and lift up and out, and last time, curl forwards, always remembering that supporting shoulder, lifting the ribs out of that shoulder, gaining the strength, and relax, coming all the way down. Okay, great. It was a really nice sequence to get the activation in the shoulders, really get the shoulders working, and I hope you get that benefit from what's going on around your shoulders. You're starting to feel a lot stronger. Well done. See you next time.